Hello everyone, I'm Dan and welcome to Valley and Peak. In this video we'll be taking a closer look at the Durston X-Mid Pro 2. I'll be spending the night in the tent and then I'll give you a rundown of its specs and a short tutorial on how to pitch it. And like always, if you have enjoyed the video at the end, please drop the video a quick like. And please subscribe to the channel if you have got something out of it. So I'm going to go ahead and pitch the tent and then we'll go through the X-Mid Pro 2's specs. The Durston X-Mid Pro 2 is an ultralight trekking pole supported tent designed for two people. It is especially popular among long distance hikers and backpackers who prioritise weight savings without sacrificing comfort or performance. So unlike freestanding tents, the X-Mid Pro 2 requires two trekking poles for setup, which reduces the overall weight of the tent. So I'll just quickly run through the key features of the Durston X-Mid Pro 2. As mentioned before, it does need two trekking poles to support its structure, allowing for a lighter setup while still maintaining a good interior space. The tent features two vestibules, offering easy access and additional storage space for your gear. Made with Dyneema fabric, a high-strength ultralight material, it offers excellent durability while keeping the weight to a minimum. The Durston X-Mid Pro 2 has gained a strong following due to its design, lightweight and excellent performance in a variety of weather conditions. It's especially favoured by those seeking an ultralight shelter with ample room, solid protection and a streamlined setup process using the trekking poles. The tent comes in at a staggering 509 grams if you choose the DCF floor, or 565 grams if you opt for the Sil nylon floor. So the tent is made out of 0.55 ounce Dyneema in spruce green, while the floor fabric comes in either a 15D Sil PEU nylon or a custom DCF. The fly zippers are a YKK Aquaguard, while the inner zippers are YKK. The tent comes with a standard 2 years warranty as well. The floor length of the tent is 2.3 meters, while the floor width is 1.17 meters. The floor area is 2.7 squared meters, while the peak height of the tent is 1.17 meters high. The fly footprint is 2 meters by 2.5 meters, while the vestibules are 23 square foot. So my initial thoughts of the Pro 2 after using it on various trips. The interior is surprisingly roomy with decent headspace, and the tent's overall stability in various weather conditions has earned it pretty high marks. Though some may find the lack of traditional poles a challenge in high winds, the X-Mid Pro 2 delivers solid performance and versatility, making it an excellent value for minimalist trekkers, hikers or thru-hikers. So they are my initial thoughts of the tent. I'm yet to suffer any condensation issues. Every time I've used the tent, I've pitched it in moderate to low winds. That being said, the wind is pretty low tonight, but the tent is really well ventilated. So to be honest, I'm not expecting any condensation issues at all. So I'm going to set my gear up in the tent. I'm going to set my stove, make a coffee, and then we'll chat a little bit more about the tent and the gear I'm using for tonight's wild camp. So this is my full setup for tonight. I've gone with the Soto Amicus stove with a homemade windshield and the MSR Titan kettle. This is the 900ml version. The pack I'm using for tonight is the Bonfus Framers 58 litre pack. And inside the tent, my sleep system is the Big Agnes Rapide and the Thermarest Vespa 20 quilt. I've got my insulated pouch. This contains my power bank, charging cables, my head torch and some snacks. I've got my base layers going with a Farpoint Alpha Cruiser hoodie, extremely warm and comfortable. A spare pair of socks, darn tough. And I've gone with a thin merino base layer bottoms. In the corner is my food pack, and at the top is my Sea to Summit Aero's pillow. So that is my full camping setup for tonight. The full weight, including the food, but minus the water, is 5.1 kilo. So fairly lightweight. The temperatures are only going to drop to around about -2, so winter hasn't really kicked in yet. The conditions are still quite mild, so I'm in for a pretty comfortable night. And the views are pretty spectacular. So I'm just going to go into the tent now, settle in for the night. I'll crank the stove up and get some coffee and a warm meal inside me. I've gone with a Summit to Eat beef stew, which will sure warm me up. And so yeah, I'm really impressed with this tent. It's only the third or fourth outing in the tent, and so far I'm really impressed. It's really spacious for a one person, but for a two person you've still got that decent amount of room with the two large vestibules. So it'll be interesting to see how the tent handles the condensation. How it handles the condensation, as there's little to no wind. The wind might pick up tonight, but I'm in a pretty sheltered spot, to be honest. The wind seems to be coming from that direction, so I'm in kind of like a little dip behind some rocks, so I've got a little bit of wind protection, but you never know. You know, the wind can always change direction, but the tent is very solid. Just with those, how the trekking poles are staggered, as opposed to like your traditional trekking pole tent, so it makes the shelter really strong. So I'm gonna turn in for the night. I'm gonna get some food, and then I'll report back in the morning to tell you how the condensation went. I'm pretty confident I'll suffer no condensation. But yeah, this should be a really good test for the X-Mid Pro 2. So yeah, I shall catch you guys in the morning. So good morning everyone. Woke up to a really crisp, cold morning. It dropped a little bit lower than -2 last night, got down to about -3, and then early hours of the morning -4. But the Vespa quilt did a fantastic job. I've got a limit of -6, so I was probably pushing it a little bit too much, but with the layers I had on, I was really warm. So not terribly cold temperatures, but they are starting to drop, so winter is well and truly on its way. Condensation wise, because it was cold, whatever condensation there was, it did freeze to the tent, but there wasn't a lot of it. I made sure I ventilated both vestibules and had a slight breeze throughout the night, so that really helped aid with the airflow within the tent. So the tent handled it really well. I thought I would wake up to quite a lot of condensation because the low wind, but that wasn't the case. So yeah, it's passed the condensation test. It did really well. So I'm just going to finish up my coffee and then I'll think about packing away. So one thing, a couple of things I really do like about the tent is the room you get. I know it's a 2-person tent, so one person you're always going to have a lot of room, but even for 2 people, with the way the poles, the trekking poles are designed at a offset, it gives you a lot of internal space and headroom as well. So that's one of the main features I absolutely love about this tent. Also the DCF, it's pre-shrunk, so over time you won't get that wrinkly effect what you tend to do with DCF tents. Usually around the zip area, the DCF tends to wrinkle quite a lot over time, whereas hopefully with this Pro 2 you won't get that issue. I'm guessing over over many years or many thousands of miles you will get some type of wrinklage round the zip area, but that's another feature I really like, the pre-shrunk DCF. And also the magnetic tabs to hold the door open. I tend to find these don't really work great in cold weather and wet weather as well. I find that most tent manufacturers don't use strong enough magnets, but I didn't have any issues with these magnets at all. They clipped straight away this morning, and they held the tent in place quite securely. So yeah, overall I'm really happy with the Pro 2 Mid. Head over to the Valley and Peak website and check out our Durston collection. We are the only UK stockists of Durston, so please head over to our website to take a look at our full range of Durston. So I'm gonna finish this coffee, warm myself up a little bit. Thank you for joining me on this winter autumn camp down in North Wales. Really appreciate it, and don't forget to drop this video a like. It really does help with the algorithms. And the next video I'll be making will be on the Z-Packs duplex, so a very similar tent to this. I want to see how it compares with the X-Mid Pro 2. So thank you for joining us. I've been Dan, this is Valley and Peak, and I'll see you on the next video.